Before we proceed to the next identifier, I quickly wanted to mention that these commands here for Selenium don't really change much from binding to binding, meaning that if you're using Ruby, Python, Java, whatever, these commands don't really change, which is what makes Selenium so cool, because no matter which language you're using, you can easily go from place to place and be able to use Selenium Webdriver. The only thing that changes is like little conventions, right? Because this is C# specific, but if you're like using Ruby or Python or Java, only the conventions change, like the naming conventions and some other things that Java or whatever language you're using does differently. But the methods like find element, find elements, the by, all of that stays pretty static throughout the different language bindings. And so migrating between them becomes really easy. So you can actually utilize these techniques that I'm teaching you for whatever language you want. You don't have to have Visual Studio. All you need is these commands executed on your driver class, and then you'll be able to do exactly what I'm doing on whatever Selenium binding you choose to use. So let's move on to the next identifier, which is going to be partial link text. So that's exactly as it sounds, using not the full link text, but just the partial link text. So if we comment this out and come here, uncomment this, so, and then go back to Firefox and see that link, it said click me using the link text. Instead, we're just going to put in click me here. And so I'm going to debug up to here, right click, debug unit tests. It's going to start running. It's going to run up to here, and then hopefully it clicks. Awesome. So as you see, that worked, and it did click on the link, and you guys saw it switch to the page. And basically the advantage of this is, rather than using this whole string, which is actually wrong, this isn't the right element, instead of using this whole string right here, you can just use click me. Or you can probably even use using this link, depending on what you need, what your requirements are. Sometimes you may only want one word out of an entire link, right? If we have like 5 of these links that are the same, but this one says, click me if you love QTP, click me if you love Selenium, click me if you love UFT, or click me if you are a cool guy. And maybe the only thing that changes is, right, the QTP, the UFT, the Selenium, cool guy. So those values you just want to click on if it contains Selenium or QTP, and so on and so forth. That's how you can utilize that partial link text identifier. This guy right here. And that's again standard of the by class in Selenium. And again, these are very simple objects that we're going through right now, and we'll get into more complicated scenarios where you guys will become experts at identifying everything.